Dallas Mavericks see the return of the unicorn to help destroy the New Orleans Pelicans as Luka Doncic continues his stellar play this season. This is the Gray Area right here on Kevin Gray Sports. My name is Kevin Gray. You can find me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Kevin Gray Sports. Be sure to hit that subscribe button for all things Kevin Gray Sports here on YouTube. And you can find me on your home of the Dallas Cowboys and Texas Rangers, 105.3 The Fan. The Dallas Mavericks get a 125-107 win over a shorthanded New Orleans Pelicans team that had no Brandon Ingram, no Zion Williamson, and no Lonzo Ball. But the Mavericks saw the return of the unicorn, Kristaps Porzingis, after missing his last 7 games due to right knee soreness. He was terrific, especially in the first half for a Mavericks team that is now 41-29 on the season. They currently remain in the 6th seed in the Western Conference, tied with the Portland Trail Blazers for the same record after the Portland Trail Blazers defeated the Utah Jazz on the road. They are both 41-29 this season. Of course, the Portland Trail Blazers currently hold right now the tiebreaker over the Mavericks, having won the season series. So the Trail Blazers are in 5th, while the Dallas Mavericks are in 6th. The Dallas Mavericks do, though, move to 32-15 in their last 47 games and now 20-15 at home this season. 11-3 overall in their last 14 games. The Mavericks continue to play stellar basketball. But this was about not just Luka Doncic, who had 33 points in 31 minutes, but Kristaps Porzingis making his return and playing the kind of basketball on both ends of the floor that Mavericks fans expect him to do so when he is healthy, which has obviously been the biggest question about his career thus far. Having only played in 40 games before the game against the New Orleans Pelicans, Kristaps Porzingis made his return after missing 7 games and scored 17 first-half points, including 12 in the first quarter on a variety of shot-making, including pull-up jump shots off the dribble, off the glass shots, three-pointers. He had a steal and a dunk. He also had an alley-oop dunk on an assist from Luka Doncic. He played extremely well with 12 first-quarter points and gave you Mavericks fans and those who watch and cover this team a little bit better feeling about how he will look going into the rest of this regular season with 2 games left and for the playoffs going forward, especially how the Mavericks feel that they can make a run if they have a healthy Kristaps Porzingis. The Dallas Mavericks got started by winning the first quarter as they do customarily when they do win these games, winning the first quarter 32-20, now moved to 26-0 this season when leading after the first quarter. Kristaps Porzingis spoke after the game about how he felt in terms of his rhythm and his body coming back after missing the last 7 games with the right knee soreness and how he is feeling about his game going forward. Here's what Kristaps Porzingis had to say after the game.
I felt good right away. I've been kind of staying active with the basketball stuff, and shooting as much as I can and making sure I'm visualizing just being out there and playing, so I don't have, again, to get some rhythm. So tonight was pretty good. As you said, I was, all over the floor, shot some threes, got some post-ups, made some shots from there, and then, just little stuff all over. So, and then just trying to make the game easier for my teammates and send screens and things like that to make the game easier for them. So that was it. And my legs are feeling good and fresh, so ready to go.
So Kristaps Porzingis saying, look, my body feels good, continuing to get into rhythm, and hopefully over these next couple of games remaining in that rhythm so that he continues to be effective going into the playoffs. The Dallas Mavericks broke this game wide open in the second quarter, though. 45-28, they outscored the New Orleans Pelicans. In fact, that was 45 points in the second quarter, were their highest scoring quarter this season. They opened up the second quarter on a 25-6 run. They shot 63% from the field, including 67% from downtown in the second quarter. The Mavs shot 47% overall from the three-point line in the first half. Luka Doncic was absolutely special, especially in the second quarter. 17 points, went 5 of 5 from downtown, 6 for 6 from the field, and had 17 points in the second quarter alone, had 21 points at the half. Dorian Finney-Smith was also really good, especially in the first half, 4-4 from the field with 9 points. Tim Hardaway Jr., though, continues to play spectacular basketball for this Mavericks team. In his last 8 games now, 27 points per game, shooting over 56% from the field and over 50% from the three-point line. In this game, he had 27 points to go along with a terrific basketball game as he continues to remain hot from the three-point line. Tim Hardaway spoke after the game about not only his game, but getting the idea of getting Kristaps Porzingis back and how he continues to flow with him when he's on the floor. Here is Tim Hardaway Jr. welcoming back the big fella in his own words. Here's what Tim Hardaway Jr. had to say.
I mean, we've been, first and foremost, we're happy to have big fella back. Coming off, shooting 50% from the field, 40% from three. It's a great showing for him, especially for us moving forward. And I've been playing with this guy for the last 3-4 years now, and just feel comfortable out there when we're both together on the floor. I know his spots. I know where to give him the ball when he is asking for it, and we just have a great mesh when we're out there on the floor. So just being able to go out there and compete with him on both ends of the floor, we're happy to have it.
So Tim Hardaway Jr. saying, look, we're good to have the big fella back into the lineup. What he does, of course, Tim Hardaway Jr. coming over in the trade from the New York Knicks to the Dallas Mavericks alongside Kristaps Porzingis. So he has seen and played with Porzingis for quite some time now. And he realizes that what Kristaps Porzingis brings on the floor from a night-to-night basis when he is at his best is a very unique player with the ability to shoot the ball from the three-point line, to stretch the floor, also put the ball on the deck, create his own shot at times by being able to hit a variety of shots. You saw some of the shots off the glass, being able to pull up on fadeaway jumpers. He had a three-point possession to start off the first quarter. Did Kristaps Porzingis? He's a very unique player, and the biggest frustration for Mavericks fans is that he has just not been able to remain healthy and be on the floor to show off the skill set, especially on both ends of the floor, that he's capable of. So obviously this was important in terms of a rhythm game for Kristaps Porzingis to get himself back into the lineup, where now the fluidity of this lineup will continue to be a focus over the final couple of games of this season when they take on the Toronto Raptors on Friday before ending their season on Sunday against the Minnesota Timberwolves, about what this lineup will continue to look like. Tim Hardaway Jr. has made the case that he will stay in the starting lineup as he has continued to play extremely well, shooting the ball from the three-point line 50% and shooting over 56% from the field in these last several ball games. Tim Hardaway is in the starting lineup to stay for these Dallas Mavericks. It's important now, as they continue to spin this forward, that they continue to keep their focus on winning ball games. Their magic number to clinch a top 6 seed is now at 1, having won their game against the New Orleans Pelicans. They will look to clinch a top 6 seed when they take on the Toronto Raptors on Friday to ensure themselves an opportunity to not have to be in the play-in tournament. Here is what Luka Doncic had to say after the game with respect to ensuring that they are focusing on the task at hand and avoiding the play-in tournament, which has obviously started to be the topic of conversation across the NBA with just a few games left in the regular season. Here is what Luka Doncic had to say after the game.
Luka, you've obviously made it clear you don't want to be in the play-in, but how much does the difference between 5 or 6 as far as a seed matter to you?
I mean, if you want to win a championship, you got to beat everybody. So I think we'll go from there. But for now, I remember when we were out of the playoffs, even out of the play-in, but now we are battling for the playoff spot, and I'm just happy to be here.
So Luka Doncic, much like everyone else during this time of the year, especially with the advent of the play-in tournament, focused in on what is ahead for this team in their final 2 games of the year. This is a team that got 27 points from Tim Hardaway Jr., 19 points on 7 of 14 shooting from Kristaps Porzingis. Dwight Powell was terrific in this game also. He had 12 points, a perfect 5 for 5 from the field. Obviously, he continues to play well, providing the energy and hustle on both ends of the floor, providing the kind of rim running with Luka Doncic that continues to be a lethal weapon for this Mavericks offense as they continue to destroy teams who decide not to roll with Dwight Powell when he is rolling to the basket off the pick and roll, with Luka Doncic continuing to play special offense for this Mavericks team. The 77 points at the first half tied a halftime lead, a halftime most for them this season with those 77 points at the first half as they beat the New Orleans Pelicans 125-107. They outscored the New Orleans Pelicans in the second and third quarters combined 79-50. The Pelicans did open up the fourth quarter on an 11-0 run to cut the lead to 20, but the Mavericks handled their business and were able to move forward as far as this game was concerned. So, as we spin this forward now, Luka Doncic and Tim Hardaway were especially good in the third quarter. They combined for 24 points, 24 of the 34 points in the third quarter alone on 8 of 15 shooting, as Tim Hardaway Jr. and Luka Doncic helped put things away for the Dallas Mavericks to ensure that they were able to hang on to the 18-point win. You saw others get into the game late, the Boban Marjanoviches of the world, the Nate Hittons of the world, Tyler Bays, the Josh Greens. These guys are starting to get a little more run because the Mavericks are finding themselves blowing out opponents the way that they've needed to ensure that they're getting guys like Luka Doncic and others some rest. So the Mavericks now 41-29 on the season, back to a season high 12 games above 500, are rolling right now 11-3 in their last 14 games as they get ready to hit the final two games of their season. Kristaps Porzingis is back, played well, and gives this Mavericks team a little more confidence over these last couple of games that he will continue to hopefully stay healthy for this team. A lot of folks, I know you guys have been jumping in my YouTube comments about, hey, Kristaps Porzingis is this, he's that. I want him gone. I don't want him here anymore. I want to keep him here. All the things we've heard about Kristaps Porzingis, you were reminded in this game where he had a terrific game earlier this year against the New Orleans Pelicans when he went 8 of 13 from the field, from downtown, had 36 points, had another really good game against the Pelicans, about what he is and the importance of his play in this offense. As long as he continues to stay healthy, and that's obviously a big if, this is the kind of player that can really help the Mavericks be the kind of team that they want to be. You saw it in the bubble a season ago against the Los Angeles Clippers and what he was able to put together there. That's the kind of player that Porzingis is and will continue to be as long as he remains on the court. The Dallas Mavericks shot nearly 49% from the field in this game and continue to play well, especially in the first half. They blew the doors off the Pelicans, especially in the second quarter, 45-28, and then backed it up with another 34-point quarter, holding the Pelicans to just 28 and 22 points in the second and third quarters combined for 50 points. Mavericks playing good defense. Yes, I know against a shorthanded Pelicans team, but nonetheless, the train continues to roll and the W's continue to flow for a Mavericks team now that finds itself with just 2 games left in the regular season, 1 game away from being able to clinch a top 6 seed and not have to worry about the play-in tournament, because not only do you avoid the play-in tournament, but you also get a week off prior to the NBA playoffs starting, which means even more rest for a bewildered team that has been playing terrific basketball over its last 47 games, and give Luka Doncic an opportunity to rest that ailing back that's been carrying this team all season long. The Raptors visit the American Airlines Center on Friday as the Dallas Mavericks look to secure their top 6 seed in the Western Conference. The Mavericks get a 125-107 win over the New Orleans Pelicans. Luka Doncic, 33 points in 31 minutes. Tim Hardaway Jr., 27 points. Kristaps Porzingis, the unicorn, is back. 19 points in his return. You can follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Kevin Gray Sports. Be sure to hit that subscribe button right there for all things Kevin Gray Sports here on YouTube. This has been another episode of The Gray Area. We'll talk to you later. Peace.